All right, welcome to Tinfoil Hat, live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios. Just go to samtripoli.gold, use the promo code Tinfoil, and you too can get in on the Precious Metals game for as little as $50 a month. Sent right to your home. How amazing is that?
That is amazing.
That is amazing. The future. We love it. Very excited to have this next guest on. He has one of the best YouTube channels on YouTube. It's called Control Alt History. I love him. I'm glad he's here. Please welcome Andy Hunt. How are you, Andy?
Doing great, man. How you doing?
Doing great. Andy, this fun fact about Andy. You ever do this thing like when you meet somebody on Zoom and you go, how tall are they really? He's a tall dude. I was very impressed. Sometimes you meet these people, they're tiny.
Well, you're thinking like 5'6", this guy?
No, I was thinking he was like how tall are you?
I'm about 6'1".
Yeah, dude. I was thinking about 5'10", and he's a tall dude.
Yeah, and hey, by the way,
look at that, dude. This guy gets it. That's old school right
dude.
there. Thank you. I'm gonna buy one of your shirts.
He's got the TFH shirt on.
Yeah, dude. That's an old school shirt, and I appreciate that because literally the revolution has been podcasted.
Can you still get it on? Can you still get it on the site?
Yeah, of course you can. What do you think? I'm afraid.
You're gonna miss an
promo. I was
opportunity
just
for
saying.
promo.
Yeah, I was saying, go get them over there at the site.
Yeah, go to the site. There's somewhere on there. It's coming. It's coming. It's there. I'm sure. Anyways, we're burning daylight here. How are you, buddy? What's new?
not much, man. Just making some videos and excited to be on and talk about whatever.
Andy, for those who may not be familiar with your last appearance, and it was great, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where our listeners can find you?
Yeah, so I have a YouTube page, Control Alt History, like Control Alt Delete. Also have a website, and I'm on like all the major social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter. Not super active on there, but yeah, most of the YouTube videos is what I kind of focus on.
I am one of your Patreon subscribers.
Woo-woo. Love it. Yeah, I'm on Patreon as well.
Yeah, it's what is that? Patreon.com/Control Alt History.
Yeah, I think it's just Control Alt History.
Nice, dude. That's great. You did come to see me in Chicago. Love doing. It was fun to do Chicago. It'd been a while since I'd been in Chicago, but Chicago was very consistent, as it always is, with some white progressive woman lecturing me on comedy after a show, which has happened every single time I play Chicago. So I've been doing comedy lately, a long time, 31 years. But if you go to a town that has a big college football following, if there's a game going on during your show, you might be in trouble. So I got booked on the first Notre Dame home game. And Tebow's like, "Oh, dude, we're in trouble, bro."
He's right.
Notre Dame home game, and it was really crazy because there was 3 shows. The first show Friday, fire. The second show Saturday, fire, and the first show Saturday was fun, but it was definitely I had to work up there.
Is it the people who are there or the people who are not there at this?
The people who were not there.
Okay.
It's like went back in the day when I was doing stand-up, I would have to do stand-up on Super Bowl Sunday, and I'd be like, "Who are you people? Why are you here right now?
Yeah.
The Super Bowl's going on. Why are you listening to me do well-crafted, multi-layered dick jokes?"
I don't even want to be here.
Yeah, literally. I would be like, "I'm not doing the Super Bowl. Like, cancel it. It's not even worth it." But you came, and I had to deal with a progressive wood gypsy hot chick who took. She literally.
I love that.
She literally came up to me after the show. She goes, "I don't like getting bullied." I'm like, "What? I was just asking you questions." "No, you were bullying me." And like, I gave her a shirt just to calm her down because I didn't want to cock block her because her Russian boyfriend was there. And it's like, he's probably on a date and I don't want him not to get laid because she thinks asking questions is bullying. Right. But it was a Survive in Advance show. So I got to meet Andy there and it was really great. Andy, real quick, I know that we probably asked you this last time, but I still would like to ask it again. What kicked off your journey down this rabbit hole, we'll call it? What was the genesis of you not only want to start a YouTube channel, but like investigating this kind of hidden history of modern culture?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think I think part of it was kind of when Trump ran for the first time in 2016, because I had always, focused on like mainstream media and I subscribed to the New York Times and, just basically got all my news from, traditional media. And then when Trump ran, it was very like, I was at least intrigued by him. I wasn't like hardcore Trump is awesome or anything, but I was at least intrigued by like, why he ran and learning more about it. And it was just all the media coverage was so insanely biased against him. I mean, just like blatantly. And so that just kind of got me off like the mainstream media, I guess. And so I kind of started looking around other websites and whatnot for different takes on the news and everything. And I guess that would be kind of the moment I would say that kind of got me down. I mean, I've always been interested in like aliens and the supernatural and kind of the larger themes like that. But as far as like recent history and that sort of thing, I would say it was kind of, when Trump ran in 2016 and just kind of seeing how biased the media was. Because I think once you kind of get off the mainstream media and you don't solely rely on the media for your take on the world, it kind of opens up, a new world, so to speak.
Now, I know, I believe you came with your woman to the show. I don't know if you're married or she's your girlfriend.
Wife,
Wife, okay. Does she see the world like you? Because,
she does.
Okay, that's a blessing, dude.
Oh my God, you have no idea how lucky I am.
I mean,
we always joke. We always joke because we're probably one of the very few couples who talked about like reptilians and stuff like that on our very first date.
And it's not just like husband to wife. It could be wife with husband or boyfriend who is very much stuck in the mainstream media narrative. And it makes it really hard. It makes it real. And I would tell you, especially if you want to have children, like align politically, it's going to make your life much easier when it comes to raising the children. It's just way easier.
Or at least have somebody who doesn't care.
I'm with Johnny.
Yeah.
I like one who doesn't care because I've also dated a couple conspiracy theorists and they go deeper than you. And you're like, whoa. And I don't mean in a bad way. It's just sometimes like, let's just watch the movie.
Yeah,
Can we just sit there and watch this movie? And she's like, pause it.
You mean this
Did you
programming?
See that? Yeah. Did you see that? And I'm just like, just watch
What's really
movie.
funny is like, you don't hear it anymore, but there was that time during like with mansplaining. Dude, stop mansplaining to me. And I'm like, well, that's crazy because I can't watch a TV show or a movie without stopping and explaining to my girlfriend what is going on. Once that stops, I'll stop mansplaining, okay? But until then, I'm going to mansplain here. But it really helps, then, like, especially when it comes to jack scenes and all that stuff. Trust me, it's a really hard battle if someone is so into that they can't possibly understand that. So I'm very happy for you. Because it would be very hard to have your point of view in life and then live with a normie because you must see hidden history in everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's like the big divide in the world is like you got half the people who just are still plugged into the news and believe everything they see there, and you got half of the people who don't believe the news hardly at all, really. And it's just such like a fundamental like divide. Like it's really, like you said, it's just really hard to find common ground.
I love Dana. She drives me fucking nuts. I love her to pieces. But when I walk in the room and MSNBC is on, like I literally put a television in the other bedroom, go watch it in here. I don't come in here. Just make it the headquarters for stupid and enjoy it. I will never tell you what to watch on. Just stop watching it on my television.
Are you like me? You can't stop yelling at the TV when that shit's because I drive my girl crazy.
Especially when you catch them blatantly lying. I go, that's a lie.
Yeah,
that's a lie.
My girl, dude, I do the same thing, and she's like, just let me.
No, I won't. I can't let you just. But I have to preface everything with, I hate Trump too. Okay, so now that we've established that, this is a lie. This is a lie, and it's driving me nuts. It's just very, very difficult. So. We'll get into what we brought you on. I just did a big show last night. I'm a stand-up comic. So I recently, a long time ago, got booked to do Reno, the Laugh Factory in Reno. I had a great time. Was blessed to be there. And And the guys who were opening for me were, one was feature, one was opening, were from the way back in the day, and they'd written on all the big shows. They'd done the Tonight Show back when that meant something. They were very nice guys. I have no issues. But the guy who opened for me was the guy who gave Freddie Prinze Jr. the gun. And
Freddie Prinze.
Freddie Prinze. Oh,
Freddie
yeah,
Prinze,
Freddie
his
Prinze,
dad,
not
yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr., but Freddie Prinze. And it was just interesting to me because he was complaining the whole weekend to me that he should be headlining.
Whoa.
He's like, I should be the headliner. I have the best credits here. I go, and I want to be, but you helped Freddie Prinze off himself. So, like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? But I didn't say that because I don't know what kind of trauma he has with that. I'm sure it wasn't easy on that. But that's my connection to that. Where do you want to start on the Freddie Prinze? Yeah, very, very crazy, dude.
That is, well, the story, I mean, we can just start there. Yeah, that Freddie Prinze story, I mean, that is just the craziest story. And like, nobody really knows anything about Freddie Prinze Sr. I feel like he's never talked about. There's hardly any videos or anything written about him. But yeah, the story of kind of him becoming famous, and I mean, he was just a massive deal for a while because he got, at 19 years old, 6 months out of high school, he appeared on the Tonight Show, Johnny Carson Tonight Show, and he just killed it. And Freddie Prinze Sr. is actually the very first amateur comic who was invited by Johnny Carson to come over and sit down on his couch and like chat after the show. You know, that was like always the big thing with the Tonight Show was if Johnny Carson liked you, he'd invite you to come over and you could chat for a while, and that was like his stamp of approval. And if that happened, it was kind of like you made it. And that happened to Freddie Prinze. He was 19 years old, 6 months out of high school, and he appeared on the Tonight Show, and he's the very first amateur comic to be invited to chat with Carson after the show.
19?
Wow.
Yeah,
but
19.
if you watch him, you can realize how mature this guy was.
I know. He doesn't look 19 at all.
He doesn't look 19, but he carries himself like he's wise
Confident.
beyond his year. Because I forget if it was the Comedy Store doc, because he was a part of the Comedy Store. They did something on him, and I was like blown away by how mature he was at his young age. Like, he was wise beyond his years.
Is he kind of like Is he kind of like Dave, where he started like at 16?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, like that young. Yeah, okay.
He was young, but the way he carried himself was like...
We have a new young comedian with us tonight. And as you know, this is a hard commodity to find in this business. Are young guys who can come out in front of an audience and not have a great deal of exposure and try to find people accept what they do. And this gentleman, his name is Freddie Prinze. He's just 19.
For 1 second. Some of our younger people may not understand how big Johnny Carson was. Johnny Carson was that generation's Rogan. Like, I'm talking Rogan at his zenith. You know what I'm saying? Like, if, again, like Andy said, if you got invited to the couch, you were selling out everywhere you went.
There were 3 channels, and at night there was one thing good to watch.
Yeah.
And it was this.
And they just sent people in on the other channels to try to take him down.
Couldn't do it.
And couldn't do a fucking lick, dude.
No. You want to hear the rest of it?
No, it's good, dude.
All right. It's great, though.
But, yeah,
Unreal.
he's fired, dude. At 19, that's a fire set.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 19, and then right after this, he was cast in this show, Chico and the Man, at 19. And Chico and the Man, in its first year on air, was oftentimes the #1 ranked show. I mean, it was just a freaking sensation. And Freddie Prinze was the star, 19 years old. Turned into this huge, like teen idol type star. He dated like Pam Grier, Raquel Welch.
Oh my
Pam
God,
Grier? I didn't
prime
know that.
Raquel Welch.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
yeah.
of
We're talking prime
dated all
to be in the
these women.
40s, dude. She was hot till she was 70, dude.
I
She's
know.
like the LeBron James of smoke show.
I mean, that's heat right there. Pam Grier and Raquel Welch.
And Raquel Welch, yeah.
Crazy.
And then so, anyway, what ended up happening was he started seeing this psychiatrist. The guy was named William Kroger. And he was like one of the foremost experts in the world on hypnotism. And he was like an associate of this guy, Jolly West.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah. And so he started treating Freddie Prinze because he, allegedly got really involved in drugs and he was trying to kick his habit. And so he would hypnotize Freddie Prinze, and he was very open that he would use hypnotism and hypnotize Freddie Prinze constantly in their sessions. And then at 22 years old, and this is while he still had the number one or one of the highest ranked shows on television, he committed suicide. He shot himself in the head. The night before he committed suicide, he spent the night at William Kroger's house. So he spent the night at his psychiatrist's house. And this William Kroger, he has books on hypnotism and everything. He's a really well-known name. And that Jolly West guy was just involved in a whole bunch of MK Ultra, nasty stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And then the day Freddie Prinze shot himself, this William Kroger was summoned to Freddie Prinze's apartment because he had a gun. And William Kroger met with him, hypnotized him that day, and then he left. And then just a short while after that, Freddie Prinze shot himself. So it's a real mystery. The question is well, was he hypnotized into killing himself? And one thing I learned, I did a full video on kind of the Freddie Prinze story. One thing I learned after I did the video, which was kind of disappointing because I really wanted to include it in the video. But one thing about Freddie Prinze was he was really super involved in the JFK assassination and finding out what was behind, who killed JFK. And he had his own copy of the Zapruder film, which was a big deal, back in the mid 70s, because nobody had, you couldn't just pull it up on YouTube or anything back then. And at the time he killed himself, he was working on putting together a telethon in Hollywood when he was trying to round up a bunch of famous actors and actresses to participate in this telethon to raise money to open up an investigation into the JFK assassination.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he was trying to round up all these A-list celebrities and do this just massive telethon that would air on, a major network, talk about, the JFK assassination and all the mystery surrounding it. And then right as he was trying to, put together this telethon, he committed suicide. So it's a real mystery, and no one, like I said, it's just been totally forgotten about, totally memory hole. Most people know Freddie Prinze Jr., but very few people have ever heard of his dad or know anything about him.
Guys, if you're looking for a way to make some money, you got to check out those crypto markets, man. There's a great opportunity. Get in, get out, dude, and there's no better place to go than our good friends, James McMahon and Copy My Crypto. Let me tell you about Copy My Crypto. Has it pissed you off to watch crypto fly up in price for over a decade and you still done nothing about it? Yeah, it makes sense. Crypto is complicated and real boring. Well, here's the good news. You don't need to know a thing about crypto to make money like so many have. The CopyMyCrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just copy him, okay? It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest, as you just simply copy along. So let me tell you about James. James runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which has over 93,000 subscribers right now. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put $100 in each one, it went on to be worth over $123,000. That's a lot of money. Of the 26 cryptos, his top pick of the year, the one he singled out, called Phantom, went up 692 times. That one call alone retired a number of people, including guys and gals in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify for yourself. If you'd like to join the 2,800 members who copy James, then pause what you're doing right now and head over to copymycrypto.com/TFH. That's copymycrypto.com/TFH. Okay, you'll not only find proof of everything that I've said, but our viewers get full access for just $1. Okay, yes. You missed out on Bitcoin. Maybe a little bit by chunks. But you know, there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you miss out on all of them? Guys, don't waste any more time. Go to the site and read it. Okay, once again, that's copymycrypto.com/TFH. It's ended money worries for so many, it just may do the same for you. And we thank James for sponsoring the show. Hey guys, listen to me. Hair loss is a real issue. It affects men. They're not happy about it. But guess what? Those days are over. Thanks to our good friend at Hims. That's right. Hair loss isn't just about hair. It's about how you feel when you look in the mirror. Hims help you take back that confidence with access to simple, personalized care that fits your life.
Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with ingredients that work, including chews, oral medications, serums, and sprays. Doctor-trusted, clinically proven ingredients like finasteride minoxidil can stop further hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. And here's the thing, you should not have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. We're talking no hidden fees, no surprise costs, just real personalized care on your schedule. Hims will help you get back to your old self with simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for real health concerns, all in one place.
I'm the youngest one in the crew, and I already got a receding hairline. And if it wasn't for Hims, it would be gone. So shout out to Hims. Yeah, since Sam doesn't want to join the crew. He's got great hair, but
no, I don't. I'm losing it. That's fine, but I'm not going to lose it. Thanks to him. For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/tinfoil. That's hims.com/tinfoil for your free online visit. hims.com/tinfoil.
Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information.
I wonder, like, how far into wanting to kill himself. Obviously, he does it hours later, so we're pretty far into it.
Yeah.
But when you show up as his therapist, how do you leave there without the gun?
Exactly. And that was the big kind of controversy, because Freddie Prinze's family actually filed a lawsuit against this William Kroger. He ended up paying them $800,000 in the lawsuit, but he didn't admit any wrongdoing. But it was an 800, and this was like 1982, I think. So that's the equivalent of like $3 million today. So he paid them a shit ton of money. So he clearly felt guilty about something.
And there just seems to be like, obviously we know about the chick what's her name? Vicky Morgan, is that her name?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Who'd shown up, and like the guy that is, found guilty of killing her, doesn't remember anything, was meeting with a hypnotist. And it's just, again, we go into this video that we watched on whatever this is, premium content. And this hypnotist just shows how he can train people at a series of clues just to get up and shoot somebody, and doesn't remember doing any of it.
Yeah, oh yeah. I've seen that, or I've seen a video like that. Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, you can see, like, in Vegas, there's all these shows of hypnotists who just get people on stage, and, in a span of like 5 minutes, he has them like barking like dogs and acting like they're playing musical instruments.
Never let anybody hypnotise you, ever.
No,
I don't think I can
never.
be. I think I've been where they've tried, and I never
Yeah, I don't
get
think
hypnotized.
I could either. Yeah, I don't think.
But it is interesting that we call it hypnotism, but we don't call it MK Ultra.
Yeah.
It is interesting that we have this, we're just hypnotized. You're like, you're MK Ultraing this person, especially like the ones who are dirty and they're like got some guy doing like he's walrusing dudes, and you're like, dude, that's kind of a humiliation ritual right there.
Right.
And I've heard them interview people who've had that done, and they're like, I was just kind of playing along, but there's no way that many people were just
No,
I mean,
you know what I mean? It's clearly that they're in some kind
Those
of
Vegas shows, they get like 25 people up there at a time and get them all doing the same thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget Charles Manson. He MK'd Ultra those people.
Well,
he hypnotized them somehow.
Well, who's the old Latino actor that has a really rugged face?
We've talked. What's his name?
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo talks about how he hypnotized him thinking he was doing heroin, and the only guy that he couldn't hypnotize is the guy who never done heroin before.
Because he didn't know what it felt like.
So he must have had these skills, but it's like crazy that, there's also something when you're 22 years old and let's face it, like Johnny Carson gave him fame. I'm not saying he didn't have the talent for it, but there is this thing where when you go right to the front of the line, your ego kind of isn't beat out of you, and you don't realize how lucky you are to have this.
Sure.
And this notion that you're going to investigate the JFK assassination on a giant level with the #1 television star.
You're 21 and you're at the wheel of an empire, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, like a media empire at that point. Yeah, it's gotta go right.
Because he was the only like Latino star of the time. He was like the first dude who like really made it big as like a Puerto Rican like Latino, or not the first maybe, but I mean, pretty much no one, that was Latino was that as big as he was. And he was just, like you said, he was just so young too.
And it's funny because if you watch these guys from then, you got Freddie Prinze, you got Richard Pryor, you got these guys from way back then, these kind of like forefathers of that ethnic group's comedy. And then you watch modern comedy, it's all derivatives of that. It's all like I watch Freddie Prinze and I go, oh,
yeah.
Freddie Soto had a lot of that guy into him. And it's just like, hey, dude, you probably saw him do it on TV going, oh, that guy looks like me. I could do that. And then it ends up seeping into you and you start doing derivatives of that. And it's like how far ahead of his time he was. Because Latino comedy is huge now, dude. Huge. Now, do you think drugs had something to do with it at all? I mean, because he was a notorious cokehead.
Right, he was, yeah. Yeah, it definitely could have had something to do with it. I mean, I've always heard that, drugs definitely make you more susceptible to being hypnotized. And that was always like the official narrative that came out was that, oh, he just too much too soon and he wasn't ready for fame and he got way too involved in drugs and that's why he killed himself. But I mean, at the time, like just a couple weeks before he killed himself, he just signed this massive deal to do a bunch of shows in Vegas. And, Freddie Prinze Jr. at the time was under 1 year old. He had just been born, so he had a newborn son. So, I mean, he had a lot going for him. So
it's crazy to me. Yeah. That sounds suspicious as shit, right?
Well, I mean, if it's drug related, wouldn't he OD?
No,
I mean, I know. I'm not saying that drugs don't make you commit suicide, but it was cocaine.
Yeah, he's kicking it maybe, and he's low and
I don't know, but
scummy.
It's super interesting to me because there was a time where conspiracies would get you killed. I mean, we just had a giant assassination of a guy who was talking about certain things that the powers that be, especially those who are funding him, didn't want him to talk about. And there is something. And I've said this before, it's so funny. We're all shocked by Charlie Kirk's assassination, but rappers get off left and right. And it's kind of crazy because it's always when they try to go off reservation.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, I'm going to make my own album. I'm going to talk about this certain thing or that certain thing. Like even if you go to Martin Luther King, like the speeches he was giving at the end was about, it's a class war, not a race war. And they did not want that out.
Right. Yeah, well, just the JFK assassination. I'm sure you've seen the lists online of like all the people who were linked to that and witnessed it and were looking into it, who all died under strange circumstances. I mean, it's like hundreds of people. Like it's pretty nuts.
Now, I don't want to get off the subject, but I want like your research. Like, how long does it take you to make a video?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it just kind of depends. Some of them take longer than others. I try to come out with one every 10 days. So usually research the first 5 or so. I mean, a lot of the topics I'm like vaguely familiar with, but might not be as familiar with it as some other ones. So a lot of it depends on how familiar I am with the topic. And a lot of times, like one video will kind of lead into the next, like I'll learn about something while doing one video and be like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And it's just kind of a little side note to the video I'm working on. And then I'll pick up that second video because that's actually how I got interested in the Freddie Prinze one. Is there's this other story of this supermodel from like the 1940s and 50s. Her name was Candy Jones.
Yes.
That's a wild story.
That's a wild story.
I mean, she was like a number, like basically the first supermodel. She was always on the cover of magazines, household name, and she would always go on like trips abroad. So trips like during the Vietnam War to entertain the troops, trips during like the Korean War abroad to entertain the troops. And anyway, like later in her life in like the 1970s, she married this guy Long John Nebel, who was this pretty well-known talk show host in New York.
Long John, really?
If my daughter ever brought home a guy that had Long John in his name, it's not happening.
Bye.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Long John Neville, what was it?
Yeah, he had a.
Yeah.
Did he have a conspiracy show, or was he like a top 40 guy?
No, it was a conspiracy show. He was like the Rogan of his time. He was a huge star. He was really popular.
Wow.
And back in the 70s. Anyway, she married him. This was when she was older, like in her 60s or so. And he, going back to hypnotism, he had a lot of hypnotists on his show, and he was like an amateur hypnotist. And he noticed that she would always like just act really spacey and really weird. So anyway, he hypnotized her, and he was able to access like this alternate personality inside of her. And they eventually learned that she had been trained to have sort of like this second personality, and she was being used to give like transport messages while she was, going on these trips abroad during the war.
Holy shit.
She was like a courier. Yeah. And this is like the biggest supermodel in the world. And anyway, the psychiatrist that she was working with was William Kroger, who was the same psychiatrist who saw Freddie Prinze. And so as I was reading up on William Kroger, it mentioned how, he was the guy who was working with Freddie Prinze when Freddie Prinze committed suicide. And I was like, that's interesting. So that's why I started looking at Freddie Prinze.
He worked with the supermodel too?
Yeah, he worked with he was the one she would always.
Shit.
Yeah, he was the one that she would always meet with when she was back in the United States.
Holy shit. They just keep popping up.
I know. So that's what I mean when like it just kind of varies as far as how long the videos take, because a lot of times, one video just kind of leads into another one. And
well, I'm not going to say their name, but there is a comedian out there that I have recently learned is most likely been MK Ultra'd at some point, and I'm not going to even give a clue who it is, and don't ask me because I would never tell you. But I am sympathetic to them now, and I was before, but I'm really sympathetic now.
Now, can I just ask you, is the MK Ultraing related to their career, or is it something they do? Like, what is it influencing in their life, would you say?
I would say it is into their career.
Okay.
I've always said at the world famous Comedy Store, I believe there's intelligence agents, especially when Rogan was there at the top and it was jumping and they were selling out 2 shows a night in the main room and a bunch of other stuff. I believe there were Chinese intelligence agents there. There were FBI intelligence agents there. So I believe there was intelligence agents there, and that these people's purpose was to gather information on what was happening on and maybe try to push certain movements in certain ways. And that these people, they're kind of victims of abuse as children. And, right? And that's kind of what this Jones chick was like. I don't know if she got abused as a child, but, when you make it to supermodel, and you're the first one, there's probably something going on there that you were able to position yourself like that. And then to be able to MK Ultra somebody so they didn't even know they had a split personality to transmit info.
Yeah. And she was like trained to kill, and like, it's just really wild. Like trained in assassination techniques, and just crazy stuff comes out.
I mean, if you get into like Katy Perry, she's in the center of everything, and now she's dating Trudeau.
I know.
That's insanity.
None says you're more in than, and then she's always wearing butterflies.
Yeah.
And then the halftime show had all that occult symbolism.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been doing like some just kind of like compilation videos of celebrities who kind of have like really strange backgrounds or come from strange families, and I talked about Mariah Carey in one of them, and yeah, she's the same way. Like, she's always wearing butterflies. She has a song named Butterfly, actually, and an album named Butterfly too. And she had a record label that she started for a while. It was named Monarch Records.
Whoa!
Yeah, Monarch Entertainment.
Whoa, that's crazy!
This is right in your face. I mean, it's just so obvious.
But when it comes out, we didn't know any of this.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it was 20, 25 years ago when she came out with this. No one knew anything about it.
So So real quick, is it about Mariah Carey?
No, I was going to say that who else is MK Ultra? Courtney Love, you know that one.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, her dad just literally used and abused her, and it's really sad because your parents are meant to protect you, and she just didn't get any of that. So there's a little sympathy on that, but she's absolutely a dangerous, crazy person. But so when you do your research, in 1984, the Department of Information, is that what it's called, Johnny? You remember? It's like kind of controlling all the information. There seems to be a giant movement. The Department of Truth. And we've been seeing that. Like there are articles that you can't find anywhere that were everywhere at one point. Now they're nowhere. Like, the Anthony Weiner laptop and all the cops. You can't find that article anywhere, dude. Anywhere.
Yeah.
How do you find information when you're up against the Department of Truth?
Yeah, sure. Well, a lot of the stuff I cover is like stuff in the 80s and 90s, and I feel like the stuff that's really getting scrubbed is like the more current stuff.
Yes.
So the older stuff, I mean, I think it's still not easy, but it's all the information's still out there. A lot of it's books, I just have a ton of books I have saved. A lot of the info's in those, and a lot of old magazines too, old newspapers.
That's so important. Can I just briefly say that's now so much of this information exists only online. It used to be it's in a newspaper and it's in microfiche, so you can go into a library or something and see all these older print editions. But now so much of what even newspapers report is just online. And if it's gone from the internet, it's gone.
Yeah. So my mother, for some reason, I don't even know why, she just sent me 2 newspapers from my hometown newspaper.
Okay.
And you hold this thing, you realize how antiquated this is.
Yeah.
Like it is such old technology that because what happened was the newspaper was like the third oldest newspaper in the country, and it shut down. Then this other company came and bought it, and it just seems like a waste of money. That unless you can somehow get people to go to the website, it seems useless at this point.
Yeah, they make their money from the ads mostly.
The ads. Nobody runs ads in newspapers anymore.
And who literally opens a newspaper to read it? It's so you can just
old people
do this, or you can just do. I mean, it makes no sense at all. But it's crazy that you can find all this information still.
Well, I think it's crazy that the news people can delete it. That's crazy. I think once you post it, it should stay up forever type of thing. Just like Johnny said, if there's an article, you should be able to find it no matter what. I mean, there's a way back machine, but there's a way to go.
But they're even censoring that now.
There's a way to go back.
That and getting rid of
which
articles.
suggests there's some kind of conspiracy there between them. That they've.
We're always going to assume on the show there's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's tinfoil hat. We're going to always assume there's a conspiracy involved. This is going to be a weird question, and if you don't have an answer, I totally understand it. What is it about sex that is so powerful that it is the pretty much the focal point of blackmail, MK Ultra? And if you study, like, I know we got every movie now is like, watch this wave model beat the shit out of these robots. There's literally a show on Hulu about predators, and these predators are murking everybody, or the aliens, the big black
the predator,
Alien Earth, right?
Alien Earth. And like there's just a scene where they make a wave model into a fucking robot. And there's a scene where the door goes down and then it opens up and she's just cut the head off of.
At least it's a robot. I mean, at least it's a robot.
But even that is like, look at this chick beat the shit out of this fucking killing machine.
Most of them, though, are just actual human 90-pound women beating the shit out of people.
But in real life, the women get turned into sex agents and the guys get turned into killing machines. But what is it about, like, sex that is such a powerful, like, just elixir or this powerful brainwashing tool that gets people in the compromise? And it's something that I've been pushing here, and I'll say it after, but what do you think it is? I mean, if you don't know, that's fine too. It's a weird question, but it's such a, it's like right now Epstein is, it's trending #1 because now they say Trump, we have this letter where Epstein's saying he loved hanging out with 13-year-old girls. and now it's trending everywhere on Twitter. Like, what is it about? And we're never going to normalize pedophilia, but outside of that, what is it about sex, do you think, that is such a powerful corrupter and controller? Hey guys, real quick, I'll tell you about our good friends at Upside. Listen, the free Upside app helps you earn extra cash back on things you're already doing, like filling up at the pump, grabbing dinner on the go, or making one more trip to the grocery store. With Upside, you're keeping more in your pocket during the season you spend the most. And yes, it's cash back. Over $1 billion given back to the users so far. Isn't it amazing, Johnny?
The free Upside app gets you cash back on daily essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. And there are more than 100,000 gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants on the Upside app, ensuring that cash back is always just around the corner, literally. And yes, it is cash back. Like Sam said, there are no confusing rewards or points or credits. It's just cash money you can transfer straight to your bank account. Here's what you do. You claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside, then you pay as usual with your credit or debit card and follow the steps in the app to get paid. People can earn up to 3 times more cash back with the Upside app than any other product. This includes loyalty programs and credit card rewards. $1 million cash back is being earned by users each week. Get in on it.
You guys know me. I like saving money, and what's better than 20% cash back at Little Caesars, baby? Come on. Pizza's already $5, and you get 20% cash back. They're giving it away, guys.
Come on, dude. Giving it away. Let's go. So here's what we need to do. Upside is giving back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you can earn, download the free Upside app and use the promo code TINFOILHAT to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using the promo code TINFOILHAT. And we thank them for sponsoring the show.
I do not know. I don't really have an answer. I'm sure there's something with like the brain or the mind. I'm sure it's been studied somewhere, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do definitely know that blackmail is pretty much what makes the world go round. I mean, that's at the heart of everything, like you said. I don't know why it's that specifically, but
it's the one thing that if you're not into something that the observer's into, you almost look at them like they're freaks, right?
It's shame, too, religious shame.
Well, religious plays a big part of it. It's like these degenerates, right? You know, but it's like if you're into CrossFit and you're into rowing and I'm into jiu-jitsu, we don't go, oh, gross, right?
No, totally, yeah.
But if you're into choking and you're into role-playing and I'm into whatever
I think it's spiritual.
I'm into,
I think it's spiritual. I mean, because we're taught, that sex is it's a different
right,
kind of,
but it's so crazy because even if it's consenting adults, you could still get weirded out about it. Like, oh, how could you be into that?
I mean, it's shame. Though. What I'm saying, original sin. Now we have shame. That's why they covered themselves. Suddenly they realized they were naked, kind of. And I think it goes back to that. Truly,
it's shame because even like liking feet is a fetish.
Yeah.
In a weird way. Like, it's just feet. If at the end of it, it's just a foot. But when people tell you, oh, I like feet, you're like, oh, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
But it's just feet. You have them, I have them. They're just regular feet. There's nothing even crazy about it.
It's just, it's the most, and that is why you got alternative lifestyles. And, there's a lot of people who are religious who listen to the show, and I would love and respect them. But I just can't get into if 2 consenting adults hook up and do something, that there's somehow shame involved with that, even if I'm not into it. And it's simply because you open up lanes of blackmail.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Right? Like, that's why I'm like, no, dude, they're adults. Let them do whatever the fuck they want. As long as they're not doing it in public in front of children, I don't give a shit what you're into. It's just... It's all blackmailing avenues. But that's why I'm like,
well, it's even
it's coming from the weirdest guy I'm a weirdo,
But it's even worse in the Catholic religion because the priest isn't allowed to have sex. So that makes it even more.
I think that's about control.
Yeah.
Which, do you know where that originated? Do you guys know where that originated?
No.
It's because in the, when people inherited land, they didn't want, because priests, they would give land to priests and they didn't want the Pope didn't want priests giving land that they got from the church to their kids who weren't priests, and then it passes out of the church. So they came up with like, okay, well, you don't get the bone anymore. It's all about just the church wanting to hoard property. So
but it's also a way of like, if you know you're going to...
But that's the original reason.
If you're going to hide homosexuality and pedophilia in your institution, you could be like, well, they're not allowed to have sex. And then all of these guys who maybe are fighting their urges to be gay.
Yeah, they're not allowed. Of course they don't do it. They're not allowed.
Yeah. They go into this. And then next thing you know, you got a gay bar at the local church. And that's like fucking weird, right? I mean, like, was it you or somebody? No, it was Dylan. No, Brian Callen was talking about that. About a guy got into the Vatican. He just found out it was a giant pedophile gay bar. And they just agreed not to snitch on each other. So like that to me is like I'm always crazy at how much we make so much out of sex, and I don't think sex is something we shouldn't be. I think it's a lot more powerful than maybe in our modern society we want to act like it is. You know, I think this kind of promiscuous like lifestyle. You're doing sex magic over and over again, but the demonizing of certain lifestyles, if it does involve children or it involves consensual adults, seems really dangerous to me because you're opening up blackmailing fucking lanes, and we see it happening right now, right? I mean, even like RFK Jr., who's just having phone sex, and I wish they would have released that because that would be the most hilarious. That guy's voice trying to talk dirty to a chick, I would have laughed my ass off at that. Oh, you like it, don't you? You like it? Oh. And I was like, dude, I can't stop laughing. But even a consenting adult with another woman, even though he's married, is a lane of blackmail.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me. What do you want to get in some fucking really crazy celebrity family backgrounds? Because like this to me is like way bigger than anyone really wants to talk about, because we see these celebrities who are like, oh, they're amazing. And that, like Lana Del Rey, who tried to sell us a story of how she had to fucking sell her body and all that stuff. And then you find out she's a fucking daughter of a billionaire.
Yeah, stupid.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Jules, too. It's like, oh, it's a blonde with big tits, and I had to sleep in my car one night. You're like, oh, I'm sure. It must have been hard for big-titted blonde in San Diego.
Yeah, you and Gavin Newsom really living the hard life out there.
What if she went over to Gavin Newsom's crib and has to sleep on the couch?
With his Burberry scarf.
Yeah. So we want to get into this?
Sure, man. Yeah, I've done about 3 videos and had 5 celebrities in each who have just like really strange backgrounds, ranging from like people who had parents involved in like major conspiracies and like really bizarre stuff to people who come from like really aristocratic, like bloodline type families, which is something I don't really understand. I know it seems like it's a really important thing in some of those elite circles, like what your bloodline is. But
I mean, it gets into like, also, we're not going to say his name here because I don't want to put anything on you, but the Big H, supposedly a Rothschild, and supposedly dies peacefully in Argentina. Like, they protect their bloodlines. You know, it's like, if that story's true, and I think it is, that's a great example of it. They protect their bloodlines. It's like, it's super important to them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, as far as, some of the celebrities I've talked about, like Harry Connick Jr., his dad was one of the main people involved in the JFK assassination cover-up. A lot of people aren't familiar with that or don't know that.
Woody Harrelson's in that too? Like, it's really crazy.
Oh, yeah. Woody Harrelson's dad was a contract assassin, and there's a really good interview with this guy. His name is Chauncey Holt. And he claims he was one of the 3 tramps in like the infamous JFK, the photo after the JFK assassination of these 3 kind of like mysterious guys who were dressed kind of in all ratty clothes. And so he claimed that Woody Harrelson's dad was one of the other 3 tramps. Woody Harrelson's dad murdered a federal judge. It was a huge, huge deal. It was described as one of the biggest FBI manhunts of all time. And then they eventually caught him. So there's just all these celebrities. Jack Black's mom was a NASA engineer who allegedly was one of the main people who helped save the Apollo 13 mission. Just like all these like
so
really
crazy, right? You're like, I'm just a clown. You're like, oh, you're a fucking elite clown.
like your mom helped save the Apollo 13. What I think happens a lot is like people who are involved in some of these conspiracies or mysteries or cover-ups, more specifically from back in the day, they do what they're told, and then how they're rewarded is through their sons and daughters. And it's like, you do this for us and we'll help make your son or daughter or whoever into a star. It seems like that's kind of a case when you just look at all these people who just have like Jim Morrison's dad. You know, most people know Jim Morrison's dad was the Navy admiral in the Gulf of Tonkin incident, which is the incident that basically got the United States involved in the Vietnam War. And it was freaking Jim Morrison's dad. And then this guy's son just happens to become what's that?
The mamas and the papas? Like the fat chick and the mamas and the papas, whatever her name is, dude.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Her dad, which was openly molesting her sister, and which is a really big story.
Was it the fat one, or no? It was Phillips. What's it? John Phillips was.
I thought it was the
fat one was the no. It's her. No, it was.
The fat one was Mama Cass.
Yeah, Mama Cass, right?
Mama Cass.
It wasn't.
No.
Well, she was in the group, but it was the blonde, right? Or the hot
okay,
one.
I got that wrong.
Not the fat one.
Their dad was basically
Papa John,
a CIA operative who they thought was also a serial killer.
A scumbag.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's all these weird connections like that. Like Brooke Shields' dad, he was an MI6 agent and was involved in a whole bunch of Olivia Newton-John. I'm sorry. Brooke Shields is a whole another story. But Olivia Newton-John's dad was an MI6 agent. He was involved in the capture of Rudolf Hess.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was the guy who interrogated Rudolf Hess.
Really?
Olivia Newton-John's dad, yeah. Brinley Newton-John.
Because there's so much sketch about that, dude. I mean, there's a thought. Yeah, there's a thought that he was actually there on actual official state business, you know, and that the English enticed him to come over for peace talks, and that's why they kept him. You know, we talked about this. I showed Sam from the 70s. They had him alone in Spandau prison with all those guards. One man in that whole prison complex.
Yeah. And then there's, there's a guy who wrote a book. He's a surgeon at that, and he went to that hospital and examined Rudolf Hess. And he claimed that it wasn't Rudolf Hess, that he didn't have the war injuries that the real Rudolf Hess had. He claimed it was a body double.
Oh, that poor guy. That poor guy.
There's so much weird stuff because Rudolf Hess was like second or third in command, like
Hitler's
right under
best friend. Hitler's best friend.
Yeah. And
he wrote there's an argument. He wrote Mein Kampf. He definitely helped Hitler. Right?
Yeah. And it just so happens that Olivia Newton-John's dad is the guy involved in the capture of Rudolf Hess and then the interrogation of Rudolf Hess after they captured him.
Which I should say they dramatize that in the new Nuremberg film, and they make it look totally silly.
Well, yeah, you watched it. Was it good, Johnny?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's entertaining. Yeah, you got to know your history to know what's bullshit, but. But they dramatize the Hess flight, and they kind of do it in this kind of over the top comical way, make it look super silly. I think that's a bit of propaganda because I think there's a lot more to that story. It's one of the most baffling things that ever happened in war.
Oh, it's so weird. Yeah. So it's just random as hell that the guy, this Brinley Newton-John was an MI6 agent involved in that, and then he just so happens to have a daughter who, she was one of the biggest pop stars in the world for a while. She was a huge deal in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Grease, Physical, she's a big deal.
She was everyone was infatuated with Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then there's this weird thing with Olivia Newton-John that I talk about in the video. Her boyfriend vanished back in 2004, the early 2000s. And he's never been found. and it's like this real mystery about what the hell happened to Olivia Newton-John's boyfriend. It's he just claimed he was going on a fishing trip one day, got on the boat. They remembered seeing him on the boat, but when the boat went back and docked, he wasn't on the boat, and they never found his body, and he's never been found since then.
God.
So it's a real weird thing.
Oh my God, dude. Do you think it has to do with that these elites, they kind of study the kids and like, everything is data and they're like, this kid's susceptible, this kid follows rules, this kid will do what they're told, and they kind of prop them up because they also know if they came up in this household, there's probably rules, they follow rules, they know the deal because so many people are like in Hollywood are military brats too.
So many, yeah. So many. Yeah, there's a whole book. It's Dave McGowan, Weird Scenes in the Canyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty well-known book. But yeah, he just talks about how every major figure in the whole counterculture movement of the 60s had military connections, like serious military connections to really high-up people. It's just nuts. And I think the same is honestly true for like the 90s grunge movement. If you look at the backgrounds of some of those people, you mentioned Courtney Love and Dave Grohl, allegedly his dad was like a speechwriter for Ronald Reagan or
dude. And it's really crazy because he wasn't the original drummer for Nirvana.
He was not. And they weren't even popular until he joined. So they weren't big at all.
And then
Courtney he joined and they just took off like that.
And Courtney Love comes in and her dad was the manager for the Grateful Dead. So now you had Reagan, speechwriter, and the manager for the Grateful Dead kind of working together to blow up. And like grunge was the equivalent of what gangster rap was to the black community, where like suddenly the old style was just blackballed from radio and you only heard this sound. This was the only sound being played. And, they didn't have the internet back then. So out of sight, out of mind, nobody even knew anything about you. So you could be a one-hit wonder, or you had to get Guns N' Roses big to still get anything played anywhere. But if you weren't that big, like you were hair metal or heavy metal, you got ran out. It was over, dude. Now because of the internet, you see people hanging around. But, and so Dave Grohl tells a story about getting beaten up at a Republican convention. What he doesn't tell you is that his dad was a speechwriter for that Republican convention.
Crazy.
Oh, wow.
And then you get into like the COVID shit and Dave Grohl pushing that really hard and then making everyone in the band get it. And then his best friend, the drummer, dies and his heart's like this fucking big. It's like giant. And then he went silent for a while. It's like really crazy, man. It's really, it's really well. But you brought up Harry Connick Jr. What was his connections?
So his connection, it was through his dad, Harry Connick Sr. And so Harry Connick Sr., well, first of all, Jim Garrison, everybody knows Jim Garrison and the JFK assassination. He was the district attorney in New Orleans. That's who Kevin Costner played in the movie. And he was going hard into the JFK assassination. And his district attorney position, was an electable office. So he had to go run for re-election every 4 years. And in 1972, Jim Garrison ran against Harry Connick Sr.
Oh, snap.
For district attorney of New Orleans. And it was a stunning, quote unquote, a stunning upset, but Harry Connick Sr. won the election in 72. He took over as New Orleans district attorney. And so he inherited all of Jim Garrison's research, like all this stuff he was doing looking into the JFK assassination. And he didn't do anything with any of that research. And not only that, but it came out years later that he ordered some of his associates to destroy Jim Garrison's research. Of course. Yeah. So they were just filing cabinets full of research that Jim Garrison had done that Harry Connick Sr. ordered destroyed. And so there's, he's really not mad. That's kind of a pretty interesting fact about the JFK assassination, and not a lot of people were aware of it, but you do see it referenced in books from time to time, and it's said basically the damage that Harry Connick Sr. did for the JFK assassination was like incalculable because a lot of the info he destroyed was like really important stuff.
I guess the feeling was back then I guess people were either more naive or more honest. Because if everyone goes, dude, it's a huge upside, I go, the guy's investigating the JFK assassination. You don't think they're going to get somebody else in there who does exactly that?
Right. Yeah. It was described as a stunning upset because Jim Garrison was a popular guy, but lost out to Harry Connick Sr. And then Harry Connick Sr. held the office for like 20 years. I mean, he was the district attorney. Yeah, actually, I think it was like 30 years. It was a really long time. And he was involved in like some really bad stuff with a local
Mobs
Catholic church.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's this guy, Dino Sinell, who was a priest at a local guy, actually the church that Harry Connick Sr. went to. And he was caught doing really bad stuff with really young kids.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
my
you can Google
God.
the name Sinell, Cinel, Dino Sinell. It was described as like one of the most horrific cases of pedophilia like ever, like to ever be discovered. They found just all this stuff in this Dino Sinell's office, all these tapes of like videos he had made like in the church with kids. And Harry Connick Sr. never brought charges against him or anything. He was really criticized for it. But that was like more recent. That was in the 80s.
That is crazy, dude.
I know. It is nuts.
Now,
and
did anything come out that Harry Connick Sr. was involved in any of that kind of activity?
They didn't go into that. I mean, you never know. Like I think Harry Connick Sr., like they'd, been to dinner parties together and they definitely knew each other. So they were like associated. And Harry Connick Sr. did go to that, church where this Dino Sinell, the Catholic church where he worked at. But they never like alleged that he was involved in it. But, who knows? But yeah, again, it's just so strange that he was involved in all this stuff. And then his kid just happens to become a huge movie star and a huge singer. He's a really huge singer. I didn't realize how successful he was until I did the video. He has like 10 #1 jazz albums, and I mean, he's a big deal.
Yeah, I guess that is the reward. You play ball, your kids will be whatever they want to, and I'm sure the kids also know, hey, if we need you to push certain narratives at certain times, we're going to get you on. Because Harry Connick Jr. had a talk show. All the CIA shit. Harry Connick Jr. was right into it. And it reminds me a lot of this Virginia governor race that just happened where a white progressive woman, will you look up who ran, Johnny, real quick? And it was really interesting because the white progressive who ran as a Democrat was a former CIA agent, I believe. And she ran against a conservative black woman, right?
Was it Abigail? Yeah, it's Abigail Spanberger.
Versus who is the black woman?
You got someone called Winsome Earl Sears. It must have been in the primary. Was it in the primary?
No. It was the black woman was the Republican.
Oh, well, it's someone called Winsome Earl Sears, the Republican lieutenant governor.
It was a chick. That's all I know.
Sears.
And the craziest thing, a black woman was running against a white progressive.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah.
And Obama came after Obama gaslit everybody into blacks through voting for Kamala Harris because she's a black woman, turned around and endorsed the white woman. And it got even crazier, dude. The NAACP endorsed the white female candidate over the black female candidate.
And the CIA agent, that's crazy.
And the reason, because this gets into that, at the end of the day, like how many of these things are psyops? And their job is to muddy the water, muck it up, and create division. But when one of the party, the uniparty, the real party, the secret societies, the intelligence agencies, then you throw all that out and you get behind their guy. I mean, there's no greater example of the psyop that the NAACP could be than that moment where you endorsed a white candidate over a black candidate, dude.
Yeah, that's nuts. I didn't realize that.
Dude, that is crazy. Now, New Orleans is super interesting because Ellen DeGeneres has like connections to New Orleans. Like she was dating like a lesbian mob fucking person there.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Who
I didn't know that.
mysteriously died.
Yeah, I knew she died. I didn't realize she was like a mob lady.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all. Nobody sells you on that.
Yeah, they don't.
They're like, oh, her lesbian lover died. They're like, she was fucking lesbian mob there, dude. She was like running shit in there, and she mysteriously dies. And then we see these deaths where you get kind of pushed to the front.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I thought about doing a video like that, like celebrities who've lost someone mysteriously. Because
that would go for 8 hours. That would be the longest video you ever fucking made.
You could come up with 100 of them. Politicians, there's a whole bunch of politicians who've, lost a kid, firstborn son. So it's a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's super weird, and it kind of gets you into, if you want to get an MK Ultra, and we did an episode on Anne Heche and her death, and like all the weird shit that was involved with her and MK Ultra, and and that how like Ellen kind of soared and she kind of crashed and burned, and then the whole theory is like and this is always it, like when a celebrity mysteriously dies, they're always like, he was gonna put out a doc on pedophilia, and you're like, every one of them, that's kind of crazy, but. Supposedly, new videos are coming up that she was going to put out a doc about Ellen's connection, allegedly, to child sex trafficking. And,
wow.
And Ellen's interesting because, emails have come out about Ellen telling the CIA, yeah, I'll do anything you want me to, anything you need. And, the Vegas shooting, she has that guy who says he's the...
Oh, God.
The security guard, even though he looks nothing like the guy.
That was the weirdest interview of all time.
It's just
it makes no sense. Like why? Right? Like you're
like why have
I got a great booking like having that interview. Like it's for the content, in that context.
Even the guy as a security, why would you want to get interviewed by Ellen? Like I mean maybe Fox, I'm not saying you shouldn't get interviewed, but not Ellen.
It does two things. It programs her listeners.
No, I get why the government would want it, but
you know what it really does? It's nonlinear warfare. So why do you have a guy on there that obviously doesn't look like the security guard? He's way fatter than the security guard. Why you have on it? So conspiracy theories are like, we're like that Leonardo DiCaprio fucking meme. Right? And now nobody agrees on anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then like going back to Ellen, didn't she have like her show was like #1 ranked for the longest time, and then she just abruptly like quit it one day, right? Like just announced it wasn't gonna happen.
She got outed as a bitch, is what happened.
Well, but why'd she get she did something to piss people off that the narrative of who she really was came out, and that was the self-destructor.
Staffers
right?
started coming out, and shitting on her.
And then she just did everything wrong. She blamed the gay guys on the fucking set for all the Me Too stuff. And then like all the stories of her just being a bitch to waiters and waitresses. And that's it. If you're like dancing with kids in daytime talk, you're probably a psychopath.
There was a video of Ellen, and this was like during COVID, and there were all these rumors that like, all these high level people were getting arrested, like underground rumors. But anyway, Ellen posted this video to like her Twitter, I think it was, or Instagram, where she's just walking along and like talking to her, it's like a selfie video. And she's just kind of talking about like COVID and whatnot, but she looks really weird. Like she looks like she's been crying. She has no makeup on. And then people even like looked at, she was supposedly walking in LA, but there's like these chain link fences behind her, and like it's just not mountainous terrain or anything. And the rumor was that she was actually in Guantanamo Bay when she was filming this. Do you remember that at all?
No, I do. Remember, the whole story that like Obama was taken out Hillary was taking out all this stuff. That was all part of that Q stuff, which I think Q was Operation Trust. They were telling you a lot of truth sprinkled in with obvious deception to run off the normies. So, oh no, that's not real. It's too much for you. But it was done to corral all the conspiracy theorists behind Trump. But was really weird wearing that symbol of the volleyball that you see everywhere.
Yep.
That is super creepy. We're not going to say the name of the video because it will get us flagged.
Is it that Basquiat that it's like art, right? Like, purportedly.
I don't know. It's from the volleyball in Tom Hanks's Castaway, which they say is a symbol of this dark web video that's involving Hillary Clinton.
So she's wearing that hoodie right there.
Yeah,
that's the hoodie.
Yeah, we don't want to say what that is, but
drip.
Are we sure that's not Basquiat? I think that's the artist.
Yeah, but all that stems from the same thing. They're all saying
it's Jean-Michel Basquiat. It's an piece of art called Quad A 4A. I'll show it to you. Hold on.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be someone's face. Okay. Let's just say that.
Let's not go crazy.
Well, but it's from 77, the piece of art is, or 81, sorry.
Oh, it's really from 77?
81.
Oh, wow.
It's and the celebrities love Basquiat.
Okay, well, that just debunked that. Good job, Johnny. That's good to know. Yep, you're totally right. Totally right. Wow. That's a debunk right there. And that's the whole thing about conspiracies and Twitter now. You don't know what is real and what is not real. And they just, but what does that symbolism mean?
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, look,
that doesn't look good.
It's like,
Yeah, I mean, that's creepy as shit.
No, incredible.
It might not be the movie, but it might be something else.
Let me see if, there it is right there. Be a better version.
I don't want to know what it is, dude.
Well, selling a print of it.
Oh, nice. $3,000
for a
Oh shit! You got to pay $3,000 for that?
Yep.
That's a print. It's just a print.
That's not the original.
Oh shit! They only want elites to have that.
See, but that's what I say.
They don't want that showing up in the trailer park.
That's his art is incredibly bizarre to me.
Yeah, it's like that Balenciaga, whatever, where they hide everything in between, where only the elites know the sign. It's for if you got money or not.
Well,
it's not
everyone losing it on Balenciaga having all these, what's call them peripheral symbols in their stuff. Well, I mean, if that's your clientele,
yeah, you're so right. Yeah.
That's who you're advertising to. I mean, that's why it's in there. They're advertising to those people. Kim Kardashian does it all the time. By the way, she didn't pass the bar.
I know,
so
idiot.
There's some criminal out there that is lucky she's not going to be their lawyer.
She was trying to pass the bar?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she didn't pass it, which I'm sure she's going to try 1,000 times or bribe someone to let her pass.
Why does she? What?
Dude, she's in a TV show now. Like, they're witches.
Oh, it's terrible, dude. We, for a laugh, watched a couple of minutes of it. She cannot act, bro.
Did you think she could act?
No, of course not. But she made it happen. Like, it was her that.
But she's acting as a lawyer, so she wants to be a lawyer, so she can at least say,
dude,
at least I'm a lawyer.
It is the weirdest fucking show because, like, the first 5 minutes of it are a recap of seasons of TV that didn't happen. It's like catches you up on everything wrong with TV is in this. It's horrible.
We know how elitist Hollywood is. Who's gonna sign up to be on the Kim Kardashian drama?
Yeah.
People are just grabbing gigs.
And it's got Glenn Close in it, who looks just like Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire, like right now.
Well, you ever hear the Mrs. Doubtfire character is based on that elementary school tunnel?
Yeah. The Presidio case, I think.
Yep. It looks just like her.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, and they were saying that it was weird because, like, imagine being that kid and you went through that and now you watch that movie and it reminds you of the girl that did it to you. It's like trauma. I was like, holy fuck, that is crazy to think that's part of the movie.
by psychopaths, dude. So the weirdest, have you ever looked into Nicole Kidman?
No, I kind of started to, and then I got sidetracked and decided to focus on something else. But I know there's a lot with her.
Like she's another MK Ultra person. She's in the middle of before she kind of aged out, and that's what a lot of you're seeing with these MK Ultra people. If they live long enough, they kind of age out, and you see this kind of fucking panic in their eyes, like, oh, okay, I'm not useful anymore.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? But Nicole Kidman, like, bro, she's the daughter of one of the darkest human beings to ever walk the fucking earth, dude. And it's so crazy. If you don't know, Nicole Kidman's father, I don't know if they ever arrested him, but he was on the run for running a global peripheral network out of Australia.
Okay.
Anthony, right? That's his name? Kidman?
I don't know, but like he ran a giant network, and you're beeping all this. Why am I doing
you can
that?
go. Yeah,
But yeah, he ran a big one, and so it's kind of crazy that that his daughter is rewarded with the career she had.
Sure, yeah.
And if someone goes back to what you were talking about, you're like, you do this, we'll reward your kids, and then we'll also position her in almost every psyop out there.
Oh, you see that? Unnatural death of his.
Oh, he did that. A natural death.
Unnatural
Is that what
death.
they call it?
Yeah, in Singapore.
Oh, shit, dude. That is crazy.
Another one kind of like that. Justin Trudeau is from a really interesting family.
Which one? His Canada family or his Cuban family?
Well, they kind of are intertwined. See, I think he might be a clone because one of my recent videos was actually my most recent video was human cloning.
Let's get into it. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, human cloning, man, that has been talked about forever. Like you go back to the 1970s, I mean, there were just hundreds upon hundreds of articles about how human cloning was pretty much imminent, like pretty much right around the corner, like in the right setting with the right equipment, it could be done now. And so like, yeah, with the whole Justin Trudeau thing, like everybody talks about, it's Fidel Castro, his father, because his mother, Margaret Trudeau, I mean, just really got around. She partied with the Rolling Stones. It's pretty nuts because just the story of her meeting his father, the story of them meeting was her. So Trudeau, Maggie Trudeau, was from her father was involved in Canadian politics as well. And they took a vacation over Christmas one time. It was like 1971 to a remote island of like an island getaway in the Caribbean. And it just so happened that Pierre Trudeau was also going to that exact same island at the exact same time because he was contemplating running for prime minister. He was old at the time. He was like in his late 40s. And so anyway, this is how he met Maggie Trudeau. They were on vacation on this island at the exact same time. She was only like 16 at the time. He was 40 something. They apparently just hung out and all the time on this island. And then years later, he ended up, getting elected prime minister just a couple years later, actually. And the official story is that he just randomly called her up one day and asked her to go on a date. And they did. And so there's a lot of weird stuff with like his mother. But anyway, they kind of like separated and she just went crazy. She was at Studio 54. I mean, she was at Studio 54 like every night. She was partying with the Rolling Stones. They loved Fidel Castro. They basically like idolized him. They really agreed with his politics. When there's like this famous thing where the United States put an embargo on Cuba, and Canada was the very first country to break that embargo because him and Maggie Trudeau and her husband Pierre Trudeau, who's Canadian Prime Minister, they flew down there. So there's all these photos, you can find on the internet where she's like holding his arm,
Sounds like they really broke the embargo.
Pussy's
But anyway, I don't wonder if he's, so anyway, there's a lot out there about how similar Justin Trudeau is, how similar he looks to Fidel Castro. And since
it doesn't look anything like his dad.
Nothing like his dad. I mean, his dad's hideous, basically.
Yeah.
And so I don't wonder if because, 1970s, late 1960s, early 1970s, that's when all this talk, like there were just so many articles about how human cloning, could be done. And one of the, big advantages that they talked about was how you could clone like famous people and world leaders and really renowned people like that, famous actors. You could clone these people, and maybe there's something special inside of them that helped them to get to where they are. And so I just kind of threw that out there during the cloning video. Like, could Trudeau be a clone of Fidel Castro, and not just Fidel Castro was his father?
I mean, going back to what you brought up earlier about where was that? Where they say that Eleanor was? What was it?
Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo Bay. There was all that talk about Obama was there, off him, brought in a clone, and everyone's like, "You're crazy." But I mean, if they were talking about it happening in the 70s, that means it must have been started in the 30s.
Right. Yeah.
We hear about it when they're ready to release it. So if they're ready to release it in the 70s, that means they had to been working on it way before that.
Way before. I mean, there's all these rumors that the Nazis were really big into like working on human cloning, but yeah, you're exactly right. Like, just hearing about it, anything we actually hear about it, it's been done for a long time.
Is it true that Tom Brady cloned his dog? Because I know you could do the dire wolf, but if you could do your dog now.
Oh, that's commercial. Yeah, they let rich people do that all the time.
I cut Pollyanna's hair just in case.
You can't. It has to be living cells. You have to be alive.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of celebrities who've done it. I mean, like, cloning of livestock is very common with farmers. If they have like a good cow or whatever, or a pig.
Camels too. These prize camels these guys have, these rich oil magnates and stuff.
Sure. There's tons of articles about how horses are always cloned, and it's like basically transforming the sport of horse racing and transforming polo, because these really awesome horses are just being cloned, and they're raising families of this exact same horse.
I mean, you want to really get into it, the orphan trains. There was a lot of talk about cloning. They talked about test tube babies, but there was also a lot of whispers about cloning. Then we get into NPCs, like all these people. Like, I don't have an internal monologue, which is, I'm not judging anybody, but again, it gets into, if we're cloning humans are the most unique. Like, how do you get that spirit or that attitude or that mindset of the part? Like, how do you catch that? I mean, now they must be able to download it off you before you die, put it into the next person, so you just kind of pick up where you're left off. But
it's nature versus nurture. They talk about that a lot in all these cloning articles. Like, because there's a movie, Boys from Brazil, where and it came out like way back in the 70s, mid 70s, where the Nazis went underground, and now they're creating all these human clones of Adolf Hitler, and they're placing them with different families, these baby Adolf Hitlers.
These baby Hitlers?
Yeah. In hopes that, one of them will one day grow up to, basically emulate Hitler. There's actually one thing I didn't mention in the video, just because I don't know, for whatever reason I didn't mention it, but there's this movie from a few years ago. It's a documentary. It's called 3 Identical Strangers. You ever heard of it or seen it?
Yes. Yeah, it's insanity.
How they look exactly alike?
Well, they're triplets.
Yeah,
so basically what happens was there's this set of triplets in New York, and the official story, at least, is that their mother put them up for adoption, and they went to this adoption agency called the Louis Weiss Agency in New York. And it's like this really shady adoption agency where a lot of like pretty questionable things went on. But anyway, they had these 3 triplets, and they placed each one of them in like 3 different families of 3 different like economic backgrounds. So one kid got placed in a really poor family.
Oh my God.
Yeah, one kid got placed in a medium-sized family, and then one kid got placed in a really rich family. And it just so happened, like, by sheer luck, it was about 20 years later, because it happened when they went to college. 2 of the kids ended up going to the exact same college. And people were like, dude, you look exactly like this other guy who goes to school here. And then they met that way, and then they realized they had a third brother. And so they reunited. And it was a big story in the 80s for a while. And then it came out. And then they started looking into like this Louise Wise adoption agency. And they found out that they weren't the only ones, that there were all these other sets of twins and triplets who had been placed, like separated by this agency and placed in totally different, like socioeconomic families. So they'd place, one in a really poor family, one in medium, and one in a really rich family. And then they'd monitor them and see kind of like how they grew up and that sort of thing, how they developed. It's a really weird thing. When you said the Cabbage Patch thing, it just reminded me of that. And you do kind of wonder, like, were they really triplets, or did they just create these, all these sets? Because there's a lot. There was like up to like 15, 20 sets of twins and triplets in just a really short amount of time who were part of this study.
Whoa, that's
And it's
crazy.
like, damn, that's a lot of twins and triplets, who were put up for adoption, quote unquote. So could they have just been creating these kids in test tubes, creating clones, and then putting them in different families and, kind of seeing how that affects them?
And it's messed up and rare because usually in adoption centers, you try to keep the brothers and the family together, which is very rare to be like, nah, not today. You go over here, you go over there. Usually, you like even with pets, you try to keep them together. Oh, let me keep the daughter with the.
It's so crazy because all we hear from the NPCs is trust the science. You're like, dude, they were Nazi scientists, dude. There's an orphanage that broke up families just to do data research. I mean, like, what are we talking about? You know what's very interesting is Jerry Seinfeld says his parents were Cabbage Patch dolls, that they were Cabbage Patch kids.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
That they were part of those like kids that were at the World Fairs.
Oh, really?
Which is an interesting thing that
The incubator babies.
yeah. But then he grows up, he identifies as Jewish, but it's like, you come from a test tube, dog. Like, what are you talking about? That's super interesting to me. But then again, you go, why is he where he is?
Yeah, right.
Everything's fake and gay, dude. It's so, and it's so hard for people to understand. Like, none of your culture is real.
Right.
All of it is manufactured, manipulated.
Yeah, I
for
saw somebody
emotion.
arguing with you about that the other day on social media. I'm like, what are you? I mean, that's the most, of course.
No, I get what they were trying to say is, I mean, they're trying to say that it started very roots, and then the FBI ends up.
I don't even know about that.
'Cause
I mean, like, if you study like Hollywood, like the U.S. intelligence agencies were deeply embedded into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, because I asked him, like, what are you talking about? He's just saying that the hippie movement was a hippie movement till the FBI came and made it into like the Charles Manson.
That might be true.
That's what I'm saying. That it did become a natural. Let's not go to war.
They co-opted it.
Yeah, they co-opted it,
But
exactly.
when they exploded,
it's
became,
all them, yeah.
it just was a bunch of junkies hanging out, and then they're like, we're going to blow this up.
Nothing explodes that isn't somehow
100%. Like Theo Vaughn, who I love with all my heart, came out that guy's always like, I'm poor trash, dude. Turns out he's a Polish aristocrat. Do you know that, dude?
Theo is?
Theo, whose father was involved in color revolutions in Latin America.
Oh, boy.
I mean, when his dad had him, he was like 60, 70. He had like
he
an
was
old
on the
dad.
Real World. Come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I'm a huge Theo Vaughn fan.
Yeah,
I love him.
we like
He
him.
makes me laugh all the time. That's what people get weird, and you're like, dude, he's super talented. They're super talented. Yeah. It's all data, dude. And I'm not saying there's nothing authentic about Theo Vaughn. Every time I'm in a room with everything comes out of his mouth, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I love him to pieces, but it's super interesting. Your father's involved with color revolutions, It's super interesting, man. Like in CIA fucking espionage shit. Crazy, dude.
Wow, that is crazy.
Fuck, why are my parents teachers, dude? Why'd they give me these bad angles, bro? It's crazy to me, dude. And the cloning, I mean, if they were talking about cloning in the 70s, who knows what they have now? And like,
Man, it was everywhere back then.
Do you remember?
I mean, like prominent scientists saying like, it's right around the corner. There's this book called In His Image. It's a really good book. And it's It was written by this guy who was the science writer for Time magazine. So he'd written a lot about cloning back in the early 70s. And he claimed that this really rich guy contacted him. He was an older guy, he's in his 60s. And he said, money is no object. I want to create a human clone of myself. And I want you to use your contacts, bring in the best scientists, we'll buy the best equipment. And I want to create a human clone of myself before I, pass away. And this was like 1974, the book takes place. And so this book in his image is just this journalist, David Rorvik, basically going through the whole process of how they recruit the team to create the clone. And in the book, they claimed they were successful. And they gave birth to a baby that was an exact clone of this mysterious millionaire.
I was... I got the show called Doom Scrolling. I find crazy videos and we watch them on the show. And one video I just found was about how this Russian doctor, I'm going to see if I can find the video real quick. This Russian doctor basically reanimated dogs.
Oh, no, yeah, I know all about this. This guy would put, dogs, swap their heads, put monkeys' heads on dogs' heads on monkeys.
And then alive them.
Yeah, he would try to. It didn't quite. I mean, I don't. Maybe you've seen something different, but it was all grotesque and horrible.
Of course it is. I mean, we've been talking about Pigman forever. It's fucking.
There's
nuts.
video of that though. Him doing the really old footage, right? Of
and the animal moves.
I'll show you. You can tell me if this.
But
is
if they're doing that with dead dogs, what could they do with people? And that was a billion years ago, or 30, 40 years ago. What do they got now?
See, that's what I think was going down in Epstein's ranch. All that cloning stuff. That's what I think was going down there, trying to figure out how to clone him again. Which is, I wouldn't be surprised if they did clone him, and there's something around him running around.
Oh yeah,
it's this guy Vladimir Demikhov. He's a Soviet-Russian scientist and organ transplant pioneer who performed several transplants in the 40s and 50s. He is well known for his dog head transplants, which he conducted during the 50s, resulting in two-headed dogs. This ultimately led to head transplants in monkeys by Robert White.
I wonder how much pussy that pulled. Just
I mean, it's horrible. You see this? Look, he would just put the head connect their vascularity.
That's disgusting.
Their vascular system up to
These
another
poor
dog.
animals.
Oh, it's horrific.
Again, Russian scientists,
Soviets,
putting two heads on dogs, and we got to trust the science. I'm sorry, it's disgusting, dude.
Yeah, but you don't think they're doing this in China right now?
They're doing it everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, go look at.
Dude, the Chinese have to be even worse, dude.
Wuhan lab, they're doing this at the Wuhan.
Yeah, I mean,
that's part of what that Pluribus show is about. Is science and how we're just barreling down a path. Maybe, hey, we get it. They get this signal from space. Should we maybe not try to?
Nerds will always annihilate us in the hopes of being cool.
Yeah.
They will always annihilate us, and we just sit there going, "Oh, okay, I guess we got to do this." It's crazy to me, dude. I wouldn't doubt if there's cloning, and I wouldn't doubt if I don't know if this is relevant to what we're talking about, but it's Eyes Wide Shut. I think that's real. I think these guys and these couples, these power couples, all go to these parties. Everyone lights each other up. Everyone hooks up with each other. And if you get pregnant, you got to raise the kid. If your wife gets pregnant there, I mean, look at Prince Charles. Neither of his kids look like him.
Yeah.
Was it on here we were talking about that scene at the end of Eyes Wide Shut where they're clearly taking
dark.
the daughter? Dude, I never noticed that until I saw that.
The guy talked about it on Rogan. Is that
where it was? Yeah. Crazy, right?
Where the kid just walks up and Nicole Kidman, just like my daddy, turns her head and just bang. Have you ever seen that?
Let me see
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, dude, I didn't either. And there's this scene right at the end where they're clearly letting those two old guys that you kind of see throughout the film walk off with their kids.
See if you can find the video.
Yeah, I'm looking. Let's see. Oh, this is it right here.
Yeah, this is where Rogan's talking about it.
Yeah, it'll be in here. It's kind of hard to look up.
He talks about how the final Eyes Wide Shut was not
the Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah, they chopped
Kubrick was such an odd one. His films are so different, and he was a weird.
Just here, let me just scan the bottom. Do they?
No, they watch
these motherfuckers. Yeah.
they did. Maybe they took it off.
They know,
YouTube.
yeah, they know that they can get flagged for it too, so he probably didn't
Oh,
even
so
play it.
someone else must have put it in over their conversation.
Yeah, that must have been what.
But basically,
I'll see if I can find it. Give me
And
a
you know what's really weird? Have you looked into Sabrina Carpenter?
I mean, she.
No.
Oh, dude. You got to look into that, bro. We've
Okay.
had people
Here it
come
is.
on talking about it. A lot of people. Izzy came on. Yep. But did you hear the part where she goes, "This will be
Sabrina.
nice for Sabrina"?
No, I didn't. Okay, I couldn't understand that audio.
She goes, "This will be great. This will be nice for Sabrina." They think that is a reference to Sabrina Carpenter. And that Sabrina Carpenter has been this long game by Scientologists that literally she's supposed to bring on the Antichrist. That's according.
Wow.
Oh, is that what? What's his name was talking about the other day? And Sarah Weinstein kind of laughed at him
because I told him that, and then
he had your back. Yeah. Who was it? What's that guy's name?
Jason Ellis.
Yeah, Jason Ellis. He was like,
but that's what
That was so
Izzy
funny.
Griffin came. That's what Isaac Weissip, I believe, was saying. Same thing, that like she has dark occult roots, that her parents are very high up Scientologists, and she's all part of this Antichrist play.
Dang.
Another Nepo, deep state Nepo kid.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they all are, man.
They all are. Andy, thank you for coming on, dude. We had a great time.
Dude, this was a blast. Thanks so much for having me.
Hope we weren't too weird for you.
Hell no, not at all.
You, buddy, you have an open door to come on anytime you got anything to promote, anything you want to talk about, open door, come on whenever you like. One more time, tell them where they can find you.
Main place would be YouTube, Control Alt History, like Control Alt Delete. That's my channel, Control Alt History, and also on, Twitter and Instagram and all those social media platforms. And Patreon right there.
Well, you're crushing it, buddy. I always love coming on your show and checking it out. And thank you for doing it. And thanks a lot, buddy. We love you. Thank you, buddy.
Dude, thanks so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Anytime, all the time, buddy. Thank you.
Awesome, man.
All right, awesome show. Guys, enjoy this breakdown and the highlights. Guys, the great and powerful Andy Hunt. What did you guys think?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like history. I like learning.
I love that episode, dude. That was a fire episode. I mean, dude, the guy does amazing deep dives.
How deep?
How deep? So deep, put the ass to sleep.
There it is.
There he goes. Yeah, it was a great episode, dude. I was blown away.
Such a good YouTube channel.
And it's just like, once again, everything's fake and gay. All your heroes are astroturf.
It sucks, man. It sucks.
Do you think the internet a little bit has kind of evened that out a little bit?
What do you mean by that? Your heroes now are more regular people? Is that what you mean?
There are regular people that can make it,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, is Bobby Lee Yakuza? I mean, like,
It's funny.
he's Korean, but
It wouldn't surprise me if he has some kind of weird something to Asia or something. You know what I mean? Like some kind of.
I just think he's just some fucking bisexual from San Diego.
No, but I'm just what I'm saying is it wouldn't surprise me. But I probably not.
You guys don't miss, like you said, everyone can get famous. You can start a YouTube channel, a TikTok, but you don't you miss the days where there was that one famous person, that one famous band that everybody kind of liked, and now like
today I don't miss that because they're all fucking astroturf.
Well, we know they are
Intelligence
now.
agents.
Well, like, who are you thinking of though?
Like
what?
who?
The
no,
U-
I was just saying,
U2?
like, no, yeah, I was
do
talking
you
about
miss
yeah.
U2?
You missed U2?
Not them specifically, but it literally where everyone knew about them. You knew their album drop. Right now, you could tell me so and so's album drop, and I'd be like, oh, okay, cool.
Well, there's too
it is
much
hard.
content.
yeah,
that's
it's too much. That's what I mean. And even like K-pop. K-pop's huge. Obviously, I'm not going to get into K-pop, but
Dude.
that one seems
I don't
to.
think that's obvious that you're not going to get into K-pop. You're into EDM.
Yeah,
man.
you're
That's
into. You would love K-pop. What are you talking about?
What is it? The Demon Hunters
Dude,
K-pop?
Asians are everywhere now.
They really are.
And dude, so that 6'7", you know, it's 6'7".
Oh, it's so annoying, yeah.
We played it on fucking doom scrolling. That is Santeria demon summoning.
I do practice Santeria.
I practice Santeria.
Have you seen that South Park about 6-7?
Oh, the best.
It's so funny,
The
dude. They
best.
did a whole episode.
Have you
about
watched
6-7.
any of the new South Parks?
It's really good.
I haven't
You need
watched
to-
any.
Dude, they're
Yeah,
they're fucking
they're right
good.
going right into Trump, bro.
Good.
All
Yeah, he's
Trump.
like
Get into all of them.
he's birthing. He's sleeping with Satan now in the White
Good.
House, and Melania's like a ghost.
Yeah,
that haunts him.
Good.
JD Vance is some little minion.
Yeah.
Just,
Well, he's the guy from Fantasy Island and goes Z-plane.
Yeah.
That's who they have JD
That's
Vance.
hilarious. JD Vance's ass got shredded by Peter Thiel. Just shredded. There's no way you're not a butt boy right there.
It's
I
so
said
gross.
that in front of Tony Hinchcliffe. He's like, come on, he supported me. I'm like, I don't give a shit. You were supported by a butt boy.
Yeah, dude, I was listening to John Bon Jovi do an interview about how, and this is
Look how fucking well-groomed JD Vance's facial hair is.
that bothers you.
There's no way you're not a butt boy with that fucking groomed facial hair.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah,
And it's perfectly waft hair.
Bon Jovi was doing an interview with John Bon Jovi and about Oasis, the tour, and him going to see it, and he was like, "Dude, you know what? I think we just needed to smell a rock band. You know what I mean? Like to see what real rock and roll. No dancers on stage. None of this shit where the show is more about the show than the music. You know what I mean? Like the production.
Yeah.
The production is great. Don't get me wrong, but the music. He's like the guitar tone alone is worth the price of entry, and he thinks that. And I've heard this from other acts too, like old rock and roll guys, like just a few people have said that. They think that we might get, because of how popular it was, the Oasis thing, like a new round of kind of rock and roll bands coming back.
Well, a lot of people are freaking out about AI music, and I think AI is just going to be empty calorie shit.
I haven't heard anything that I thought, and even the stuff you sent, like it's good, but it's not, it's soulless. to
You'll
me.
always, as long as there's guys who want to get laid, there will always be great bands out there.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, who are some new great bands right now, you would say?
I mean, I'm fucking 53, dude. My
You
finger
just
isn't
lose
on
track with it. Yeah, okay.
my
I got
finger
you.
isn't on the pulse, but I think they're there. The problem is to blow somebody up like that is going to be the hardest part.
Yeah, and there's no money in the business anymore. It used to be the record companies would invest all this money in marketing, and so people like us would know when the good music came out. And now it's just there's nobody to do that. Yeah.
There, it's going to get these. I think you'll go more into managers will be in charge of a lot of that.
You know the best place to find new music, by the way, is to go on the KCRW at night when like Henry Rollins and a couple of these guys get on there. It's just radio in LA, and they plug you into like new
Dude,
stuff.
the
It's great.
craziest thing. Guess who liked one of my posts on Instagram? John Mayer.
Really?
Ooh,
He's a
nice.
comedy guy. He's into comedy.
But he liked this construction guy doing Otani. I don't know how he found it. It must have been
interesting.
retweeted by somebody he followed. But you listen to his channel. It's fucking great. It's a
Yes,
classic.
yeah,
as
he's
shit.
another guy that does it. Yeah. You got it,
But
you
he
got to
has
seek
a
it
new
out. Yeah.
music thing, and like, yeah, dude, that's how you. And lately, because I'm not on Spotify as much as I used to. I used to get so many new bands on there. It's just
Yeah,
not
me too.
happening like it used
Yeah.
to. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But they're like, you discovered 60 new bands. Not anymore.
But what I was gonna say is, how far can they take AI? Because eventually you're gonna want to see them live. Like, let's say
Yeah,
you
that's a
do
good
fall
point.
for it. Let's say
No,
you do
I'm
fall
going
for
to say
it.
something. Let's just say AI takes off. There might be a market for actual live performers playing the music.
Oh, like a
In
cover
the-
band, like a cover band.
Yeah.
I get
Well,
what
in
you mean.
Japan, they have this genre where it's like a hologram is on tour. Have you seen this thing? Like
Yeah.
the Japanese hologram that goes on tour. Let me see if
I don't think I could pay for that though. Like, could you go to a concert of a hologram and pay
Yeah,
top
no,
money for that?
I mean,
Here
like,
it is.
you're not going to get me to pay what I paid for a fucking
Yeah,
Oasis.
I might go just because.
If you go $20 to see that. Yeah, but Asians are weird.
Yeah, agents, they fuck anime, dude. They jerk off to
That's some
anime.
shit XG would go see for sure.
Like, that doesn't interest me at all.
Who does it?
Like,
interest?
unless you're on Molly, there's nothing fun there.
You know, one of the best performances I've ever seen on YouTube though is that guy Psy doing Gangnam Style at this huge like festival, and he pops out of the stage. It's one of the most thrilling
Coolest
things. It's
things
the
I've
coolest
ever
thing.
seen.
Yeah.
And you could be like, that song probably haunts his fucking nightmares, But man, when he pops out of that,
Yeah, here it is.
it's the coolest thing I've
Watch
ever
this,
seen.
bro. Watch this.
Have you ever seen this, dude?
It's
Have you ever
the coolest thing
it's
I've ever
so
seen, bro.
fucking cool.
I love this song.
Everyone's like,
Is
he's
it
gonna disappear. He's playing fucking.
Is it unmuted? Oh, I hate the way YouTube does their shorts. Where's the mute? Can you guys there?
Right there.
Look at that. Dude.
Look, he's killing it. Look.
Look at him.
He doesn't need to do another song. Just that song alone.
Dude, that guy's making bank ready. He's like, hit it.
I
And
like him.
And
too.
then one day he's gonna fall and gonna twist that ankle.
Oh
dude.
yeah, like
It's gonna take one time. He's like, never doing that again. I'm gonna just walk out.
They won't insure him. I mean, look. I guess that's his gimmick.
That's like when Michael Jackson caught on fire.
I love that he does the wavy thing. Look at that, dude.
What the hell, bro?
That's a fuckload of people.
I think he's cool, man.
I don't hate people's success.
No.
There's some people that don't like this comedian named Morgan J.
Morgan J.
Have you seen this thing with William Montgomery?
Oh yeah, he got
He's in a video with Snoop Dogg. 370 million views. I've never heard of it. Have you ever heard of his song with Snoop Dogg?
Hungover
From 11 years
Hangover.
ago? Yeah, never heard of it. Funny. That guy's way
Snoop
bigger
Dogg
than I.
doesn't age.
No, he doesn't.
So William Montgomery from Kill Tony, he's doing this festival in Austin, and he's opening for this comic named Morgan J.
Okay.
And
He thinks he's doing Kill Tony.
what?
Thinks he's doing Kill Tony.
Who does?
Oh yeah, he's doing William. Well, that's William's
Yeah, but-
comedy, which is really dark and retarded.
I don't understand what you're. The guy's opening for him. People hate him for what?
Because they don't get his comedy. He's like he's the guy who closes out Kill Tony a lot, and he's like this redneck with a red beard going bald, and he just says the most outlandish shit.
He wasn't there when you did it.
You've seen him. You see,
No,
just look at
no.
his name up. You've seen him.
Morgan J.
No, but William Montgomery is the guy we're talking about. So he's opening up for Morgan J. So
All right, when I search his name, the auto completes are bombing and booed off stage.
yeah. So he does this show, right? And someone decided that William Montgomery should open for Morgan J. Now, Morgan J is a comic who went from open mics to theaters, auto-tuning his crowd work. He auto-tunes.
In post, not live.
No, live.
He does crowd work in auto tune
Yes.
live.
He'll talk to them. So what are
This
you going
guy
to do?
does, or William J does.
No, William
Okay,
Morgan
sorry.
J.
Morgan J.
I'm getting them
Which
confused.
is so funny because there's a trans porn star called Bailey J.
Yeah. She used to go on.
Right? And I'm
Opie
like,
and
why
Jimmy
is
or whatever.
William opening up for a trans porn star? And then I found out it's Morgan J. And there's some comics who are like, I can't believe you made big fucking auto tuning. Me personally, I don't care. I don't fucking give a shit.
But if it's funny, like, yeah.
It's like, dude, you got a niche, you did it.
Yeah,
God
people are
bless you.
angry. It's all videos of like, oh, this guy sucks. Fuck this guy.
I mean, this guy.
That's not his William. I don't even know if William Montgomery has a crowd. Like you listen, you read the fucking comments, they all shit on him. But I love him, and he's funny. And once you get it, you fucking get it, right?
Okay, this is only 20 seconds. I don't feel bad about playing this. Let's see.
Me play?
Throw that tomato.
No, start from the beginning. You didn't hear it.
Oh.
It's so funny. He does a little punchline.
Troller, and you have to watch me play?
Throw that tomato.
And he's crazy.
So I started taking weed Viagra, but the only problem is whenever I smoke it, my eyes get hard. And y'all just need to buckle in, because
Oh, boy. I feel bad for him.
Now look up Morgan J. See if you can find a Morgan J.
I looked him
clip.
up, but he's considered more of a musician than a comedian.
A magician?
No, the other one.
Musician.
Musician, yeah.
See if you can just find some of his.
Who's that chick?
Oh my gosh, shit.
Oh,
that's all auto tune.
oh, I hate this.
No, I don't hate it.
I hate this.
But this is, he blew up. He was an open mic.
My name is Mia.
Oh no.
That's how you know it sucks, because the crowd's doing it just as well as he is.
Mia, who you here with tonight?
I'm with my
Fuck this, dude. I can't.
What's up, bro? What's your name, bro?
How long can you do this? You can't headline doing an hour of this shit.
No, he doesn't.
This culture is doomed.
I don't care.
Work do you look like a firefighter? What do you do, Kyle? You wish you only knew.
Now, would this be funny if it wasn't for the other scene? Any of that?
I don't care. It means nothing to me. But you see who they had William
No, you're
opening
totally
up for?
right. Yeah.
So whoever booked him either is the dumbest person in the world or wants to get William Montgomery murdered
off a stage. Yeah. Oh boy.
Those are your two options. You're either an idiot or you just hate William so badly. There's nowhere. William should open for people like Brian Holtzman, Doug Stanhope, me. That's who you open for.
Yeah, he's your energy for sure. Yeah.
Well, he's dark and he's crazy.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's you.
But you don't open up for
exactly
fucking
what I was saying.
Morgan J.
I got a question. Do you blame anything on William Montgomery knowing that
No.
that
What's he
William
supposed to
J
change
is
his
not?
act?
I mean, I'm depending how much they paid him. But if someone asked me, "Hey, you want to go do so?" and I'm like, "Bro, even though the money's worth it, I know I'm gonna bomb because this guy does auto tune, and I sit there with
you're let's say this, mentally stable.
Is he really not? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
no.
saying?
He's a crazy
Yeah, he's
person.
crazy.
It's funny, that guy they brought out, I didn't know he was a comic. The Estonian guy at Kill Tony.
Oh, yeah,
because
he's
we had
good.
seen him like the night before, and he just came and just introduced him. He's like, "Hi, I am." What's the guy's name? I don't know.
His name is Ari.
I am Ari from Estonia. He went and just shook hands with everybody, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, cool, dude." He's like a networker, is what I'm trying to say.
Of all the guys who've blown up on Kill Tony, he's the most legit.
He was very funny.
He's a fucking good writer, dude.
He was very funny. Yeah.
He's very funny. And you know what? He makes him different than everybody else. He'd been doing comedy for 10 years. So he came in there with fire.
It's weird, right? Because I thought the idea was like American Idol of that shit. It's different than I used to not be able to watch it because it was a lot more like cruel. Do you know? But I feel like it's different, a little different now. Like I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was very, especially live. I can't recommend it.
The advice I gave Kill Tony. I've told you before, right? I gave Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony, okay.
Which was, you want to be a villain. What villain do you want to be? I go, what are the two biggest comic book villains? He goes, Joker. Yeah. I go, what's the other one? He goes, I don't know. I go, Lex Luthor. Which one do you want to be? He goes, I want to be the Joker. I go, no, you want to be Lex Luthor. Because Lex Luthor lives in a mansion, is a billionaire, banks tens, has the best time of his life, and no one knows he's up to no good until it's too late. Everyone sees the Joker coming. I'm the Joker. Okay, I fucking hang out with fucking retards. I live in the fucking sewer. Everyone fucking is already fucking on guard when I walk in. I'm the Joker. Be Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
and
sandbag him. Yeah,
and it's kind of what you see in Kill Tony now, where it's like lovable shitting on, where you kind of build them up.
No, it's different. It's for sure different. Yeah, I hadn't seen it in years, dude, because I had to stop watching it.
It's a fine-tuned machine.
Because it hurt me. It is.
It's
very
a
much so.
fine-tuned machine.
I mean, it's like a proper production. I mean, they got a whole band. There's a guy painting a portrait for some reason in the corner. I don't know what that's about.
We just went so off the fucking topic.
Okay, it's all right.
Did we even do my fucking dates?
Not yet, no.
Go to samtripoli.com, and then we'll end on
By the way, this is what it's like when we talk alone. You just heard it.
This is New Orleans. I was in New Orleans, had the best time. Thank you, Skankfest. You're always the best. Tinfoil hats coming up. We're in Las Vegas at the Virgin Hotel. Grab your tickets now.
Eddie's going to be there. Come on.
Eddie's going to be the Prophet Eddie Bravo, Tino Sanchez. Johnny's going to be there. Xavier, if he's not a pussy, he's going to show up. Pussy-ass pussy. Minneapolis, I'll be there. New Year's Eve, I'm in Morris Plains doing the dojo. And then the big Atlantic City, we're going to have World War Debate. It's coming together like fucking fire. So
can you explain the ticket? So now, does that include the hotel or no? That's just the ticket, right?
That's the ticket.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure I understand this.
We should have one where we get them the hotel. Maybe I'll tell them about that, a certain one. So I love Andy Hunt. I think he's fucking fire. I love having him on. He's such a good guy.
Now let's talk about Kill Tony for 10 minutes again.
He was great. I mean, dude, that Eyes Wide Shut is so dark. And then you realize they went through and recut it.
Oh, and
they cut out all the voiceover. There was a guy doing voiceover throughout it. And that, I bet you the voiceover would explain that fucking scene at the end. Do you think they're fighting on whether they should give her away or not?
It's certainly possible. I mean, we know that Kubrick, everything... And
Every step you take.
You remember in English class that... In English class, your English teacher would tell you all this shit that the author actually meant. And you're like, bitch, he wasn't thinking about any of that shit. You know what I mean?
That could be the Bible, too. They're like trying to tell you what
No, truly. Yeah. But with Kubrick, literally everything that was on there was nothing incidental. Nothing like, oh, hey, like a set designer was like,
he just looked at the set and just put
it was like a painting. Every scene was like a painting.
He died like 3 weeks after this.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
While fighting the studio over the cut.
And it just gets, the minute you give away their secrets, wrap it up.
You want to watch, if you're into Kubrick at all and you haven't, there's a film about Kubrick's, like his driver. And what is it? S is for Stanley, it's called. And I'll show you the trailer.
Do you think
briefly. It's fascinating.
Example of how like someone got juiced in and has no clue what the fuck they're talking
that's
about.
exactly what it's about.
By the way, and there are great comedy bookers out there, but back in the day, I remember I went to a comedy club and the new manager that they got in just was running an Applebee's, and now he's in charge of a comedy club and he thinks he knows entertainment. Yeah. And you're like, you're a fucking retard. So I do this show. The feature is a piece of shit who quit comedy, doesn't even do it. I get my review. They go, and he's totally lying. They're just making shit up so it doesn't come on them. They're like, oh, the staff loved him. Most of the crowds loved him. The DJ loved him. But the anonymous shopper didn't like him. And I go, what the? We're using anonymous shoppers?
One person too?
Yeah. So he did. So I know it was him. He was a piece of shit. So then this feature comes back, and he's featuring for Steve Trevino, and he does Brett Ernst's Pink Lemonade bit, and they get in a fight, and then Steve Trevino's calling him out, which is hilarious because Steve Trevino steals material left and right, and they fucking get in a fight over it, and now the guy's out of comedy. He's supposed to work with me in Tampa. I fired him. And he showed up to the club. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, you weren't fun to work with, dude. You weren't a nice person. I just like, I wish you well, but it's not happening. I forget I don't even want to say his name because he went on to be a used car salesman. I remember I was telling people, I'm like, yeah, dude, you write like fucking like 10 minutes of fucking, if you can write like 10 minutes in like a month, you're good. The guy's like, 10 minutes a month? I write 5 minutes a week. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You fucking piece of shit. But that guy reminded that, why do you use him? Use Charles Bronson. It's like, shut up, chauffeur.
And
shut the fuck up. Yeah. If I want to know about racing, I'll ask you.
And the guy, I mean, it's fascinating not because of that guy really, but because of what he says about Kubrick. Like, there's so much inside shit that that guy knows and nobody else does about films and stuff.
Do you think there's a producer like that today that one day we'll watch this film and be like, oh, dude, he was leaving all these little things and we couldn't see it, and now we see it?
Here's my opinion. Again, we talked about AI recently. I personally think you're about to see a quantum explosion in movies because they're killing off the studio big movies and they're buying indie films. And indie films will be the future. And you're going to see a lot more up-and-comers who couldn't get past the gatekeepers because they weren't one of the cool kids making movies. Like they just did this horror film with this 18-year-old kid who's making horror films on YouTube that exploded. They now gave him a budget to make movies.
And it's because none of these established people who've been in the industry, they'll be like, I can't do this for possibly less than $10 million.
Yeah.
You know?
This kid's like, I'll give me $100,000. But they gave him a huge budget for his age.
And a part of that is down to the unions. The unions are going to have to readjust their contracts for a new era of media.
I think that all that shit's going away, dude. I think
unions?
I think yes, you're totally right. Unions are going to have to change their agreements.
Yeah.
But you're going to be shooting shit out in the middle of fucking Arkansas. You're not going to get union people.
And then they're going to have to be more willing as an industry to give points on the back end. Normally they fight for,
Yeah,
they
but
won't give those
I
things out.
think those people are going away too. I think these big stars, not going to see those anymore.
Like Clooney. Clooney famously got points for Gravity because the studio thought it was going to be a flop. And he made like hundreds of millions. I mean, just so much. Most of his money is from stupid Gravity and Casamigos, of course. But
I think it's going to be like Napoleon Dynamite shit.
Good.
You're just going to see fucking indie films exploding.
they fuck themselves.
I mean, and kind of you see kind of mainstream actors in medium movies
Way
now.
more, yeah.
Way
you're
more.
totally right.
Which
And
now,
TV
yeah.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
TV, watching the commercials. Yeah, you're like, who are you? Look at you. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam's
Dude,
right,
guys,
yeah.
there's so many movie stars in the 90s that would never do a TV series, like ever.
But they're talking about no work. And I heard John Lovitz, which is hilarious because he's a fucking retard.
Is he?
He's one of those guys that been famous too long. He doesn't know how to interact with people. Imagine being John Lovitz and thinking
What do you
you're
mean?
so.
What do you mean
He
I
like
don't know how to
looks
interact
through
with
you
people?
when he's talking. He can't make eye contact with anybody. It's like, bro,
You don't think he's socially awkward? You think he's just
maybe
a
he's
dick?
autistic. I don't know.
Could be.
But it just rubbed me as a guy who's been famous too long. He can't talk to people because he's living in the past.
He thinks everybody wants something from him, that kind of guy? you
No,
know?
or he wants something from it. He wants like the fucking good shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still living in the Saturday Night Live days. I could be wrong, but that's
Interesting.
my interaction with him. That's what I got. Guys, thank you so much.